Hello, my name is Dr. Holly Roselle, and I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'd like to pray that it helps you perform better and connects you to God so you can glorify God. Right now, we are going to train the skill of breathing squares. I want to start off by telling you a story about a corn farm. Like most farmers, this farmer is trying to get as much corn from his fields as possible so that he can make more money to support his family. The farmer decides to try using a unit of fertilizer to see if it would grow more corn, which ends up giving him 100 instead of 50 ears of corn. Well, he thought, if that works, let me add a second unit of fertilizer. And he went from 100 ears of corn to 250 ears of corn. Man, he thinks, I'm going to add another unit. So with 3 units of fertilizer, he goes from 250 ears of corn to 350 ears of corn. So he is loving this, and of course he decides the more the better. So he adds a 4th unit of fertilizer. But something weird happens this time. He only got 150 ears of corn. The farmer was devastated and very confused. And what the farmer discovered is that too much fertilizer actually becomes poisonous to the crops because it blocks their ability to absorb water and other nutrients that they need to grow. As a result, what the farmer learned is that more fertilizer helped his crops perform better, but too much actually made the crops perform worse. So he learned how to manage just the right amount of fertilizer to get as much corn as possible. Believe it or not, we can relate this to how our body works when we are performing under pressure. Let me explain. In a different video about prosody, we talked about how when we feel pressure, our sympathetic nervous system in our body, which I call our amp up system, creates changes that help us perform well under pressure. So imagine for a second that this is what that would look like. As you get more amped, the higher your ability to perform under pressure. It is a good thing, and you should have prosody about this. But just like the fertilizer, you can have too much of a good thing that will hurt performance. In other words, it's possible to get too amped up, which usually happens because we get overwhelmed. And when this happens, you start to feel very out of control, and you may even begin to panic, and then your ability to perform well goes down. So, just like the farmer, you have to learn how to manage the amp up system. In other words, just like the farmer wouldn't ever stop using fertilizer, you aren't trying to stop being nervous and amped up because it gives you the ability to perform better under pressure. But you are managing it so that it doesn't become too much of a good thing that can hurt your performance. Now I'm going to talk about how to do that. And I'll start by introducing you to the parasympathetic nervous system in your body, which I call your amp down system. You see, God designed one system to amp us up and one system to calm us down. So when you're feeling too amped up, one of the most powerful ways to directly activate your amp down system is through deep breathing. In Job 33:4, it tells us that the Spirit of God has made us, and the breath of the Almighty gives us life. So when we feel like we are getting crushed under pressure, remember that our breath is a gift from God that gets us back in the game. So I'm going to give you a specific breathing technique that will help you manage your amp up system. This technique is called breathing squares, and it's very helpful because it gives you a clear visual of what you want to be doing with your breathing to activate your amp down system when you need to manage your nervousness. First, I'll explain the technique and then you can give it a try. When you do this, you want to take deep breaths in and out that are about 4 seconds each. It should feel different than normal breathing, and that's okay. As you do this, you should see your belly moving up and down, and you will begin activating your amp down system and calm your body so that you have just the right amount of a good thing. So go ahead and give it a try, and you can use this visual, which is called breathing squares, to help guide you. And once you start doing it for a little while, you should feel more calm and in control, which helps us perform better under pressure. If you take anything from this lesson, this is what I would like you to take. Remember Job 33:4, God gave us breath as a gift. So breathe in squares to manage your nerves so that you can perform well under pressure. Amen and God bless.